What's happening, people, and welcome back to All You Can Eat Warriors, and I mean All You Can Eat Warriors. And it's great to be back here on a Tuesday, and just like welcome in my man Ash. How you doing, brother?
All good over here in Australia, my brother. I'm just keen for some footy coming up this weekend and hopefully get one back over to Melbourne Storm. Let's break their heart the way they broke ours. Let's do it, baby.
Yeah, bro.
Absolutely. And a special guest, people. This is a familiar face to all of you guys on the Warriors content space. No doubt you've seen this beautiful face before. My man Real
No doubt.
from Warriors Fan TV. How you doing, my brother?
I'm all good, my bro. Thank you for the opportunity to jump in with a couple of pros, and we measure up. You know, iron sharpens iron stuff. So yeah, no, I'm keen for tonight, bro.
I was actually thinking I'm mistaken this guy from Ruben Wiki. He looks like,
Yo,
I don't know about that, bro. Yeah, a shorter, older, unhealthier version.
I saw the jersey and I just thought,
yeah,
what's his name?
Yeah. Oh wow.
Man. Exactly.
That is perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. I used to get a hard time. People would mistake me for like Manu Vativai because my beard was bigger, and I was just like, bro, wait, got nothing on that guy, bro. Far out. Yeah, that's quite the compliment. Thank you, bro.
No problem, bro. No, it's great to have you in here, man. And big up everyone in the chat. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, you're rolling in. When you come in, please give us a like and subscribe to Wires Up TV. And just quickly, guys that are here, if you do have a question, we just want to try and get to your questions as much as you can. If you can chuck a Q, you can write a Q at the start of your comment, and then we'll star those questions, and then we'll get to them throughout the show. But appreciate everyone in the chat. Look, just quickly start off here. Real, just wanted to get your thoughts on the game on Saturday night. Massive win for our boys. Yeah, what was your reaction to the game?
Yeah, the best game of the season, bro, by far. An almost 80-minute performance where the boys, you know, for the season so far, they were putting it together in patches. Like you know, it might be the first 20 minutes of the first half, or the first 20 minutes of the second half, whatever. You know, and there were quite a few games like that. But yeah, the way the boys. And I'd said it on the Monday Night Cordial about I was worried that the boys, because the boys last year we'd play and then lose, and that for me was kind of like, oh, I hope the boys are up for this, mate. They came out fresh, sharp, focused, hungry, and just mate. And you know, to be fair, yeah, the Cowboys weren't helping themselves. The amount of mistakes they were making, they were just like. But the boys, we were punishing them for it, you know, and it was just mate, yeah, you know, we were all over them. Yeah, they had players out for Origin, and even Val Holmes had a average game at best, giving away dumb penalties and stuff, and it was just like, yeah, I mean, you know, when you think they scored their first try 2 minutes from half time, and their second try like 7-8 minutes from full time. And everything else was just us, you know. And yeah, there were times we kind of buttoned off and the fatigue kicked in, but then the boys just came right and it was just beautiful. It was good to watch, bro. Long time coming. Like we all knew the boys were going to turn the corner sooner or later. Um, but the way Uncle Andrew Webby, uh, the way Uncle Andrew kind of his rotations were bang on, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
the guys he had roll on and roll off was just like, mate. Yeah, it was a highly entertaining game. Not just because we won, but the way the boys just executed, um, got on with they just stuck to their game plan, stuck to their processes, stuck to their assignments, and just settled in. And yeah, it was good to watch. I'm really hoping we carry that into the Storm game.
yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely.
good game, real good game.
Yeah, Ash, any other thoughts from that one as you've had maybe a day or two to reflect?
Nah, the bro really like knocked it out of the park too. Like very similar thoughts of what we were going with straight after the game. You know, like I felt like if any Cow fans out there or whatever Cowboy fans, I know like you were down obviously Reece Robson and stuff like that, but fairly everyone else was there back in their lineups and stuff, and maybe tired from Origin could be a little bit of excuse for the Cowboy side of things. But again, there was two football teams out there, and the boys really dominated, as like Leo said, dominated for majority of that game. When we were watching our live stream, honestly, it was just came to a point where when we went up like 22-6, I was sitting there going like, oh, maybe could the Cows come back? Could they do it against us? But the boys just shut that down really quickly and got after halftime. And again, Webby's rotations off the bench when AFB came off on the perfect time to breathe more momentum back into the side, and then we started to kick on again. And just all credit to Webby, made some really tough decisions and all that. Pretty much very similar team list coming out of this week. We'll get to that very shortly, but overall, really, really happy with the performance, and hopefully we can continue to grow from that and continue to grow from what we've learned over these last 3 or 4 weeks or so.
Yep. No,
Yeah, bro.
totally agree, boys. Just quickly, Tony W. Ash, glad to see my contribution to some paracetamol work, bro. If you don't know, real Ash was pretty sick last week, but he's
Wow.
feeling a lot better. He's
Sure.
feeling a lot
Yeah,
better.
the flu got me, my bro. The flu got me.
And up the wires saying, truthfully, how are the lads feeling about our chances this week? Because I have a hunch we're going to fire than we have all year. Just a hunch. It feels like that, eh? I feel personally, it's like we're building into something.
Yeah.
And in Warriors history, that's always a telltale sign for will drop off. But under Webby for the majority, we've been able to maintain. But up against a Storm, it is a big task with high expectation at home.
Yeah. Yep.
Any thoughts on that, Lil? Yeah, that's expectation.
Yeah, the whole. So when you look at that game we played against the Storm earlier, and they pipped us. It was an awesome try. I hate admitting that. But we were still in that game, and they're just tenacious. But that was months ago, and where the boys are at now. And this kind of highlights for me how astute a coach Webby is. Because those New South Wales Cup boys that stepped up, they stepped into the breach and done a really good job against the Panthers and the Dolphins, and those our frontline players are always going to come back, and that's a really hard call to make to guys that are actually doing the mahi, getting stuck in and getting results. But again, Webby, in his own way, and he's very much about the players. So he would have already planted those seeds about you may only get this game or the next game, whatever, but I still want to see you go out there and give a def. And who knows what that might lead to, kind of thing. And that's exactly what they done. In those 2 games before the bye, those Cup boys really stepped up. And I was actually thinking with the game from the weekend, it was almost like our boys were coming back just to make a point. Webby's Webby's put that faith back in us. Yeah, we went running so hot even 5 weeks prior. Say, we're not only just coming straight back in, we need to make a point. And they did. So, but yeah, I love the way Uncle goes about his business. and it really is about that relationship he has with his players and drawing the best out of them. Yeah, but that's just me, bro. That's just me.
No, it's right. The signs and obviously the results on the field speak a lot about where we're heading and the space the boys are in mentally. It was high execution. The details and everything. I mean, the perfect example for me was I think it might have been the second try, the short ball to Berry. If you see, I think it might have been on the double leads, that play, and Berry kind of coughed the ball over the line. But the detail, you could see all the guys were in tune in terms of their timing. I think him and Catewell went to the line together and they cued off of, I think it was Walker or whoever it was. And it was just nice to see those details being executed.
Yeah.
And it goes back to the point that Webby made is that, instead of trying to change the whole system, making panic moves, it was about refining and getting back to all those little things. That I think made it.
Yeah,
made
I think
it
that that period of those games we were out and we're down with all our cup players, as we're just touching on, is the cup players standing up and stepping up in those moments and running that game plan the way that Webby has really stripped it down for the whole system throughout their whole club. You know what I mean? So those boys could step up, play it out with all the effort and that. And so all the bigger boys, our big contract boys that are watching that now are going well, if the younger boys can play out that same game plan and have success, maybe it was just the way we were running that over that period there. We should get back to it, run with intensity, run with energy. And a spotlight became on them currently, you know what I mean? I felt like all those boys that came back off the injuries and that, they all had some really big games too. So,
bro.
A lot of it really came to that. And I feel like, Shawnee's definitely got the spotlight on him at the moment. I can smell Shawnee just being that competitor that he is. He'll go out there and want to prove he is the best halfback at this club, because there's a lot of people wanting Tamade Martin in that 7 role and, moving Shawnee, role wise around, whether you agree with it or not, there's a big spotlight on Shawnee. So that's the best thing we could say of this little period here, is to really put a spotlight that the system works. We just got to run the system with full intent. And even Webby's just learning little things too. So it's been a really good period to learn from what we had, that 4-game losing streak. If we didn't have that, we wouldn't be able to learn these sort of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's what's by trials, trials that you learn, learn more about people and challenges. That four-game winning streak taught me a lot about fans as well. It reminded me of the old Warriors fan base. Sack the coach, sack the. I gotta have a confession.
Trust me, bro. It's every team. It's every fan base and every team. Because I've I follow all the teams and on Instagram and that. There's Panthers fans out there wanting to drop freaking Tungo, Taruva, all those top class players and that after a bad game or something like that. I'm it's just not our fans. I think it's just a sporting thing. It's just fans are so passionate. They want their team to do well, but sometimes it could be very erratic.
I actually had to go. I had notes after one of the games, and I was just I was embarrassed to read what I said. I actually deleted it. I was like, oh no, that's embarrassing. I was calling out everyone. I was like, oh, that's disgusting. I'm so fickle. I'm as fickle as every other Warriors fan at times. So.
I'll tell you what, though, bro. Yeah, exactly. Jacko, front row. Not the biggest guy, definitely not the biggest prop out there. And again, Webby's been saying it all season. He said it last season. Jackson Ford's got a big motor, and he can play those big minutes. He gives away dumb penalties and he might drop the ball once in a while, but Saturday night, mate, right in the engine room, and he's just munching up yards, smashing them in tackles, doubling up on tackles. In for the first, in for the second, and it's just bro, this guy, man, first time in the front row, and in effect pushing Big Barney out, on the edge, and I was just mate, that was a master stroke, bro. Because Jacko loves that stuff. Jacko loves the confrontation. He does. And he gets stuck in, and it's just mate, that was genius, bro. Kind of, and again, moving forward, is Jacko going to stay in the front row, or what is? Is Uncle going to keep having a bit of a tinker? But I definitely like that. I loved it. Loved it, actually.
It gives you the exciting. Well, the option to know that he can make calls to adjust for in-game adjustments almost. So say if we get in the final series, he knows he can make that change or whatever it may be, and us as fans will just get pumped because we didn't see that. But obviously, the data and all the stuff that they do shows all those things. But it's cool to see as a fan. You're like, Jackson Ford at front row. How's it going to work? And then you're like, holy crap, that was. I mean, me and Ash were counting. He did 9 carries for 131 meters or something in the first half. We're like,
first half,
and we've been talking about that second guy. The second starting prop with AFB last year. Bunty wasn't doing enough volume. What we thought, and so it was nice to see the second prop get quite a big number. Probably even more than Ads. Maybe I can't really remember, but it felt as though he was really in the mix a lot.
Yeah, and I think it pushed Ads in that second stint there too to really go hard because I think from memory, Ads had probably his biggest stint for his second run out on the field. That's when I think he ended up getting like 200 meters and all that at the end of the game and stuff. But when you have someone in the middle like Jacko that will like play himself to a standstill, like he legit looks like a dog that's been let off the lead and just runs around in circles, just continues to get it through work. Like when we did the live stream, I can't count how many times I was like, Jacko's in that, Jacko's in that, Jacko's in that. Oh, he's taking another hit up. Like he was just on fire to start the game. And when you have someone like that working that hard in the middle, it's pretty hard for all those other boys on the outside saying like, I'm not going to do my job tonight if someone's working their ass off in the middle. So shout out to Jacko currently in our chat too. Shout out Jacko. Thank you so much, brother.
This is the real Jacko. This is not the
Banner. But he did. He, and it was just like, I'm just loving what because my gut's telling me that Webby's still got a couple of aces to play, in regards to how he wants his team to move forward heading into the playoffs and stuff. And it's just like, so maybe Saturday night was their first ace he dropped in regards to positional changes. So and like leading into the next our next 4 games for the next bye, because 3 of those 4 games are big games. When you think about the Broncos, the Storm, the Broncos, and even the Doggies. The Doggies are coming to form, bro.
They've been good.
And I mean the Titans will still be a challenge, but those three alone, it's going to be fascinating to see how what their game plan is. What Webby's game plan is moving into those games.
Yep. Those are the ones to look out for. Quick shout out to Isaac Clark. Fuck me. Is it just me or the bro does look like Money Butterfly? That's what we said at the start.
Half Māori, half Raro, bro. I'm not Tongan, all right?
Horsey, no Tongan in there.
No Tongan in there, bro.
Hey guys, let's great chatting, and everyone in the chat, thank you for coming in. If you do, I said at the start, if you do have a question, chuck the letter Q at the start of your comment, and we'll try and address that amongst the panel. But if you are here, guys, give us a like and subscribe just to help for the algorithm. Let's just get into this team list, guys, if you don't mind. I will bring it up. Ash, will that impact the overlay?
Probably, bro, but just give it a crack and see where we go.
Okay, cool. If you don't, I'm just going to share this team list with us quickly. There it is. Yep. Okay, sorry. So guys, this is the team list named this evening. Obviously, the backline pretty much stays intact apart from SJ comes in, which is awesome, and Tamayo moves to 6. And we got AFB, Egan and Ford, and we just talked about Ford, and it's great to see him stay in that role, and I think Webby will have a plan for him moving forward. Tohu is the starter this time at lock. And then your bench is CHT as your utility, Dylan Walker, Jazz, and Kurt Catewell. So just we'll start off. Ash, just quickly, your thoughts on SJ back, obviously great, but the change for TMM to 6, and I suppose the talk around that was people, thought maybe. I mean, the talk is that CHT probably a better fit for Sean, but also, what's your thoughts on that, bro?
Yeah, bro. Overall, like, for me, I know a lot of people are like, up in arms about the numbering, obviously, of Shawnee with the 7 and Tomato with the 6, obviously with Tomato playing so good in the 7 of recently. But out of the last 3 weeks, I think we've just seen now that Tomato's grown in confidence that I felt like he didn't have in that period before. Whether it was SJ overcalling him, there's no trust between the two halves there. Obviously, Tomato Mutton coming in late notice. Obviously, Metcalf getting down earlier in the season. We had Chanel there for a game, and Tomato had to fill in a spot there for a little period there. And it just felt like he didn't have that confidence. I'm expecting more so out of all this. It's not about the numbers for me. It's just more of like how these boys connect together. Because now we've seen Tomato control a team. We've seen him get his hands on the ball, have some really slick ball playing, play a one off the ruck, that sort of thing. Shawnee for me is our best half. And I think we all got to understand that too. Like he is our best 7 that we got in our club. We can't forget what he did last year. And even in moments to start this year before he ended up having the Achilles injury that put him out from training for that 6-week period, it seemed like it coincided to where his form started to dip off with like how deep he was getting into the line, the way he was using his edge back rollers, those sort of things. So for me, the thing I'm watching for is how their connection goes back again. I'm sure Shawnee has seen what happened the last couple of weeks and has that itch of like, now it's my team. I'm getting back there. I want to show you guys what I've got. But hopefully it's also a little bit of like, Tomato's now got the confidence to go, no, Shawnee, like we're working together here. We're as a team. This is how we've done it the last couple of weeks. And they're a yin and a yang. I can see it working still. Like I saw things out of Tomato last week that I can see that working with Shawnee. But it just has to come down to Tomato having the voice on his outside and really controlling his outside men there, getting some really nice sets going on that side as well. And also Shawnee just going like, okay, take a step back a little bit. I'm still going to be Sean Johnson. I'm still going to put those slick passes on, those short balls, stuff like that. But also allow Tomato to have some time there to really grow and just build their combination, especially off of Wade Egan and Chance out the back too. So that's my biggest thing. The numbers I don't care about. Sean Johnson is a number 7 for me. He's a halfback. Tomato looked great in that 7, but when he's in that 6 role, just hopefully their roles start to be a bit more balanced now into the future. But that's my only thoughts on there, bro. With that one.
Nice. Your thoughts on that, on the real?
Yeah, I think I said this last night to Mighty when he was partnering up with SJ. He looked quite comfortable playing second fiddle. And so yeah. I mean, Shawnee getting injured. To Mighty pretty much didn't have a choice. It's either step up or we watch the boys think kind of thing. But but to his credit, he did in the way he stepped up. And I've noticed like even through the last three, even those games that we lost, Tomato likes to snipe. He likes to likes to test the defensive line. Especially in the middles. If he spots half a gap, then he's gonna back himself. And so part of me's like I'm hoping. Yeah, because SJ's always going to orchestrate. He's always going to come in, make the calls 2-3 out, before so everyone gets the heads up kind of thing. I think if SJ, like you're saying, Ash, if Tamaiti steps up and just can do their game management on his side or whatever, then potentially you've got 2 dangerous halves having a go at you. Because we all know, SJ's quality. And the way Tomaiti's just kind of shone through, especially in the last month, it's just like they if they fire both like that against the Storm are going to have a hard time, bro. They're going to have a hard time containing both edges. So I mean it's good. It's good Shawnee's back. And I'm hoping between the two of them, we just carried on. My gut's saying that what they done Saturday night, it's I hope the Storm are ready for it because they're top 4 team. They have been for a long time. But for us to get the return game at home, it'll be a packed Mount Smart, Go Media Stadium. The crowd just goes off. And like having that backing you up. No, I think the boys are they'll bring what they done last Saturday. They'll bring it into this Saturday. Shawnee and Tamati they'll just feed off it. Really, they'll once we hit their advantage line, once that momentum starts going, that's when, especially SJ, that's when he really comes to the front, and he just starts. He becomes quite unpredictable. And I mean, the guy's been accused of being predictable this season, and it's part of me feels like, but that's in a lot of those games we weren't necessarily crossing the advantage line. SJ comes to the forefront when our forwards are just dominating. So I'm looking forward to seeing how both of them work.
Yeah, good shout there, Real. It is exciting. It just this is the game to see it. So I'm pretty pumped. And just quickly, Tiny Bradley does him at 7 and Johnson at 6. And I think we kind of just summed this question up, Tiny, actually. Why Sean is that orchestrator and will stay as a 7. But I think obviously if we get the balance right, it will be all good. Just quickly jumping on to these two questions. Waiting to hear about Pompey's performance. He's been doing millionaires. Not really a question there, but this one here as well. Tiny saying, does Pompey to keep on kicking? And that's a good question, Ash. What do you think about keeping him as a kicker?
Well, there's two things at play here. Obviously, Bumps has actually done really well with the kicker. I'm pretty sure we talked about it last week, where I think he's upwards of like 87% this year. He's only missed 2 kicks from memory. So he's been really, really good with the boot this year. For me, number one is Shawnee full 100% to get to kicking and all that again? Like, obviously, hopefully he is, like him being back in this lineup. We didn't need to rush him back or anything like that. So injury-wise, like if his Achilles are playing up and stuff like that, it probably would be smarter to have Pompey still kick for us. But maybe it's an overarching thing now too. It's like, what's Webby's plan for RTS? And I'm sure there's going to be more questions about that a little bit later on that, because RTS coming next week. If Pompey's not going to be there for long term, you'd probably go Shawnee so he can pick up his rhythm and get his kicking boot back under him. If Pompey's going to be the long-term center, I would probably start looking at Pompey maybe returning to be our full-term kicker. Because out of the two of them, I think, Bomps is a good kicker. Shawnee's been a decent kicker over the years as well. But if we can limit Shawnee and some other little roles there, and for him just to focus on just getting his body right and continuing to stay safe throughout the whole season, I would like to see Pompey keep the kicking boot there, but it all comes down to what's Webby's plan for RTS and Pompey in general. Is RTS going to return to the wing? Is Pompey going to keep his spot? That's the big thing for me, man.
Yeah, that's actually really something that's going to weigh down, because Pompey he's done really well in terms of his kicking, and it's been massive. I talked about it as like scoreboard pressure, 12 points is scarier than 10. That psychological side of the things, just keeping it on top of the other team, making them feel as like there's no return. And your kicking game does that, your goal kicks. So I think that's really important. Just jumping onto this one from Up the Wires, and it kind of ties in to the selection here. Tohu or Dill Walks to start for you boys. I feel like Walks starting is refreshing, bro. He brings energy, and Tohu comes in when the op is tired. Perfect for him. Yeah, Real, what's your thoughts on maybe why Webby switched them back out again?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a team on paper, but between now and Saturday, anything could happen.
Good call.
And like Tohu coming off the bench, Saturday, he looked fresh. That's the freshest I've seen him play for ages. I think one of us hit ups. He just ran it straight, and I was like, "Damn, Tohu never runs like that." But he was just throwing himself at it, and it's just like, it was again masterstroke, letting your captain come on just whenever. But it was like, and I think Tohu actually looked like he appreciated it, So that whole, I can't remember who he came on with, but when the three of them came on, the intensity level didn't drop off. We had them under the pump, and then you sub those three off, and the next three come on, and it's just like, mate, there is. But Tohu, Tohu might start from the bench again. Who knows? Again, quality of the player, fine line between his worst game and his best game. It's kind of like what Tohu brings is that leadership side. He's cool under pressure. He knows his job. He's always covering, and and you definitely want him out there. But like from the weekend, I actually thought it was a good call starting him from the bench.
Yeah. Thoughts on that, Ash? Any kind of different take on that?
Yeah, overall, like I enjoyed the look of like Dylan Walker starting last week. I thought we started the game
Yeah.
like the attack on the front foot. Like I think having Walker there pretty early on, his connection with the outside men was just a little bit more crispier. And obviously Tohu having that time period out, maybe that didn't help. That just the eye test of seeing the boys just ran around the park really well with Dylan Walker. But overall, like Tohu as our captain, like it's good to have Tohu back in that lineup. I think the way Webby would be looking at this now is maybe. I know Tohu will probably start, but maybe the minutes will be equaled out, sort of the same as last week, whether they start or not. I just want to see their minutes equaled out. I don't want to see Tohu out there for 70 minutes or odd, getting through a game and getting laboured towards the end of the game, because I want Tohu to be with us as long as he can, because he's been, running through injuries left, right, and center. He's strapped up every week, like to the inch of his life. Like, I just wanted to see like some minutes between the both of them really shared out and really balanced out. And I think we showed over that little period that we can do that and to high effect. And I wouldn't even be surprised if Webby even like changes this late again. You know what I mean? He's good at those 24-hour changes, right before the game play, like the game day. He'll change this out and Tohu will probably come back off the bench. And it really depends on how healthy Tohu is. And it showed last week he had to, as you said, Leo, like, his running was fucking unreal. Like he ran straight, ball carry, like just got over the top of him. And again, like it was a really good point you brought up there too, my bro, was like, that 3-man change of like those boys that we brought off for that one period was, I'm pretty sure it was Ads, Niokore, and Walker from memory, or maybe Walker stayed on and Jazzy came on for there. But those are two of the most influential, like impact players that we have at our team to start in the lineup. Usually you would see a drop-off as soon as those two boys come off the field. Like, and we didn't see that. Toe came on, did his job. Jazzy came on, did his job. Like, that's a real credit. And that's different to what we've seen even earlier on in the season when we brought Ads off. Usually there's a big dip. Especially thinking of like Niokore was supposed to be the guy, I think, to start the season to really keep that intensity high. I think that's what Tohu helped us with a little bit last week. So I'd love it to see him off the bench again, but also like if I don't see him off the bench, I just want to see limited minutes between the two. You know what I mean? A balanced sort of game plan between the two. That's what I want to look for the future.
Yeah. No, it's about getting them to the finish line, and I think Webby's got a plan for that. And Vidal, you're absolutely right. 24-hour cutoff might be something totally different. Webby just being the tease that he is, just
he's good for it.
Keep the fans on on edge. So,
he's got a good poker face, bro. He's hard to read.
Right. He absolutely does. And just these two questions before we get into some other parts. Same question, pretty much. But Alex says, in your opinions, do you guys think that RTS has done enough to earn a starting spot over Pompey or Montoya? And Tani's saying, where does RTS fit into the starting lineup now? Good questions. They're really tough to answer.
It is.
I suppose, Real, for you personally, and I think, what's your best answer or solution to that question?
That's a hard one, bro. Because unless Pompey or even Rocco pull up, get injured at training, I can, and this is just me, bro. But I can only really see Roger maybe slotting in the wing, one of maybe Montoya's wing. But even Montoya had a good game, bro. Those bombs he was taking, and the Cowboys were putting him under pressure. It's a hard one, bro. The Rog, because the flip side, Rogers is Rogers top shelf. The caliber of player that he is, you got to have him on the team. I think the one thing that Adam has over Rog is what we are talking about before, is the kicking options. And like even the last couple of weeks, seeing to Mighty and Chanel just having those kicking options, it just, because we've gotten used to just when it's just SJ for a long time was the only one taking the kicks, doing the grubbers, the chipper heads, whatever. But I think in regards to Rog, The center spots are locked in, bro. For me, they're locked in. And those boys would have to have like. But again, I mean, Uncle kind of, who knows where his head at. You definitely know he wants him on the team, and you
Yeah.
definitely know he's not playing fullback. So he's I could see Roger at a stretch on the wing, maybe. Dylan, yeah. That's just me, bro. I'd slot him into one of those two spots because I think our centers are coming into some good shape, some good form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ash, you got no doubt you got some thoughts on this.
Oh, it's a tough one, man. It really is a tough one because, like, I felt like the period that before, I still don't think we've, like, given enough time to Roger at center. I still believe that he's only had, like, 3 to 4, like, consistent 80 minutes in that center role to really see what we could do. And even then, our shape was not set on that left side at all. Early season jitters. We couldn't get into any, like, running sets and, like, really get him one-on-one and make it work. But a couple of stats for everyone to forget what Roger can do. Like, Roger still averages 173 meters a game this season already, right? Wow. Our next highest is only Sean's nickel clock stack, like 217. Everyone else, we're talking at 162 with Tuapiki, 159 with Adam Fanor Blake. Both our wingers are sitting down there, 140, 130. Like, Roger's a freak with the ball in hand, and he didn't drop away from that this year at all. Every game that we saw him in, he was getting over that 150 mark. He was unbelievable. The question is whether it's going to be center or wing. And this is the tough part, is like, who is playing the better footy at the moment in those center or wing positions? Like, you got Monty that's just come back off cup and he's really stepped into a new form and he's starting to become like a kicking option now too, like in the air. He's like really good in the air at the moment, and it seems pretty safe at the moment. Then you got Pompey that, like, a lot of fans were really critiquing him last year and even years in past with Bomps. Like, there was a lot of critique over him, and I feel like he's become the new love of the Warriors now, and like everyone's looking at him with like, this is everything we wanted him to be in that, but this is always what Pompey has been. You know what I mean? Like, he's never been anything different to this. The only difference is, right, like if I'm looking defensively, I still prefer Roger in defensive, like in that center position. And it's not saying that Pomps is a bad defender. It's more the way that Pomps defends. It's very, like, he's very relaxed, and sometimes it's really good for your outside man, but Roger shuts down plays so much easier. His tackle tech is so much better, in my opinion, where Bomps is very much like a turnstile. He likes to really use his length to really cut down on players. So if we want defensively, I'll put Roger there. If we want an attack, I can really see the food for thought with Montoya on the wing. Personally, for me, I want to see Roger back in the center just to be like, all right, is it? Is it done? Like, are you good enough there or you're not good enough there? A couple of games under your belt, not good enough, put him to the wing. The only problem is now we're striving to get into that 8 role. So that's what makes it really, really tough, is like, we want to be in top 8. We can't afford to drop games if he's not good enough in that center position. And I feel like the safest way to do that for me right now is probably go, I'm sorry, Monty, you've been incredible, but Rog, you're probably going to have to go to the wing for the rest of the season. But when doing that, I feel like we're just chucking everything out of the water that we planned for to start the season. So, yeah, it's a tough one, bro. It really is. But overall, for everyone, Roger is, like, we signed him for a reason, and he's still one of our best players that we have there. And I don't care what anyone says, statistically, he's always up there, gets through his 150 meters per game. He's the second best in that work rate area that we have, like, in our team overall. So he has to have a spot. Whether it's Monty or Pompey, it's out of those two for me. That's it.
No, I got a bit of a left field idea.
You thinking off the bench, aren't you?
Hear me out. Wait.
Don't say the second row, bro.
Get him at 6.
No. Hear me out. Listen. Wait. That's that one, the bungee jumping. Wait, hold on. Wait, please.
Yeah. I'm not ready.
Let me tell you something. Okay. Yeah, so I got to shout out my bro Teets on Twitter. He might have mentioned this as well, is that you could use, and I'm not saying this will happen, but in certain situations, kind of how CNK played that like 6 role, that running 6 role. Like, I'm not saying this is a regular spot for him, but could use him as a 6 at times. Let him work as a short side and as a runner, sort of create stuff based off his running game, breaking tackles, getting on the outside and drawing and passing. That's one idea. You could use him as like, say, if you had a super short bench, like a two middles rotation, one utility cover, and then him as a specialist, kind of a roving, jump on the field, take runs, late in the game, and kind of like it's kind of like not what Jackson Ford's doing, but like in the 20-minute spell, he could come on and just wreak havoc. He's got license to just destroy around the ruck, that type of thing. But ultimately, utility. I mean, that's an idea, outlandish, but something for just to think about. Don't think it will happen, but yeah.
It's good food for thought though, bro, because honestly, right, so you saying that it's really clicked something in my mind. Like, listen to potties and all that all the time. I can't remember which podcast I heard this on, so I can't credit it in that, but there was a talk on, obviously, you know how Selwyn Cobbo was carried on the bench for the Queensland Maroons and that, and obviously the way everything went, we didn't get to see how Billy's second option or the main option of what Cobbo was going to be off the bench. I know he was definitely there for cover, but there was going to be another option if we didn't have a backline player go down at all. Very similar to what we've done with Michael Morgan and stuff like that in the past with the Queensland Maroons. And so there was actually, I think it might have been on levels. I think Willie Mason was talking to someone or whatever, but it was saying about how that role, it was Justin Horro actually. He was saying about like Billy might have had the plan of where we had, back in the day, we had Michael Morgan and that. We had Billy Slater, and I think it was Billy Slater and JT or Cooper Cronk on one side and JT and Michael Morgan on the other side. And so as soon as he came off the bench, he'd play that middle role. So it'd be like that 13 role.
Yeah, that's right.
But
that's right. Yeah.
Essentially would have like a 2 fullback look. So when we come to attack, out the back players would have a sweeping look on left and right. Basically, like half your field, you got a fullback either out the back play, and you can go out the back both ways. The only, I think Rog could do a very similar role, and I don't want to continue to get food for thought because that's one of the things, like, we're going to have to wait and see. I think he's a big enough body. I think he can defend in the middle. I reckon he's strong enough to do that. We've seen him, he can hit well, all that sort of stuff. So there is validity to that argument. It's very interesting, man. Like, whether Webby will pull the trigger on something like that, especially with all the talk to start the preseason was he's going to be a center, But there's been thoughts about this in an evolution of rugby league of if we're going to carry a back on the bench, we could do something like that. So, shout out to Justin Horro if that is where I've heard it from. That's an interesting thought. As soon as you said that, that's the first thing that popped in my mind was maybe if he came on for a good 30-minute stint or whatever, or hopefully longer, because it feels so weird having Roger off the bench too, but have that double fullback look either way. And then with defensive sets, maybe we can hide him somewhere.
You probably go with a Lussick bench. Lussick, who else? Jazz.
Paulie Roach. Oh, no. Yeah, Jazzy.
No, Jazz. Another middle. Who is it? Marata or Tohu or Walker, whatever.
Tohu. Yep.
RTS. Because you just want to have that cover, Lussick purely for middle cover. And then you just roll with those two middles. And then have RTS as your, your X factor kind of
super sub.
But he's also backline cover. So if that's my thinking.
I think he's good enough to make that happen. It's just whether it's such an interesting role because we've seen Webby play with, a utility back on the bench as well with Bomps. But the only problem is with that, he never played him for any minutes there. But I think that's just because of the player that Bompy was. And he's a very different sort of player to what Sheck is. So Sheck would suit that role so well. So there's no knockback to that thought at all, Levon, bro. Like that's a pretty cool thought overall. Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one because I can see validity to every argument there.
What's this? Someone will get injured, bro, and he's straight back in. It doesn't take long, bro. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
There's just another injury around the corner. He'll be straight back to another role. So
potentially another one of those. Sorry, bro. Yep. Potentially
another.
Potentially going by what you're saying, Ish. It could be another one of Webby's aces that he's holding nice and close, and he'll play it when he's ready to play it. But yeah, that's an interesting theory, bro. And there is validity to it. It's just like Yeah, their
It was
double
like,
fullback play. It's
yeah,
like,
that
wow.
sounds interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Be an
was
interesting
kind
look.
of yeah, it'd be interesting. Maybe he's saving that one up, saving
Mm.
it in the bag.
It could be. It could be.
Um,
Could be.
Hey
Yeah.
guys, I've got your questions here. We're going to go straight into this other segment, but we will come back to some of your guys' questions. So, look, guys, just while we're here, if you could hit the like and subscribe. But yeah, all good chat. Actually, we should just touch on this CHT to utility role. How you guys feel? How are you feeling about that over Lussick, I suppose?
Yeah.
Are we comfortable
Mm.
with CHT back into that role?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think the only thing with Freddie is and it's the same for Wade. It's just those head knocks. And the pair of them, like Freddie's still almost feels like he's still doing a bit of an apprenticeship. The kid's got the
Mhm.
goods, but he takes a head knock, um, just prone to head knocks, and weird the way he's kind of the way he's going into those tackles. Kind of, does he need to start wearing headgear or whatever? Um, because it's just like I love the young fella. I think he does have some quality. He's not quite up there with where Wade is, but Wade has the same problem. Puts his head in the wrong place, and then
Yep.
he's gone skis. He's no nice. So yeah, so having Chanel there, and Chanel's quality as well.
Yeah.
To be fair, he's only just come back, had his year sabbatical, whatever. Um, and but he's looking good too. He's slotted in there and he's getting on with it. Yeah, as a utility, a super sub, I'd probably lean more towards Chanel. Um, yeah, because Freddie's more a specialist. Um, Freddie and Wade are those specialist hookers. So yeah. But Chanel's good defender, kicking option, reads the
Yep.
play well. And just gives us. He's just a good backup.
Is he
Yeah.
better for you? Is he better at what Suriname was? That kind of
Oh
role
wow.
coming on?
Yeah. Sheridan was good, bro. He was good for us.
Yeah.
As that bench player, because he'd come on and just have an instant impact. He really would bring the energy from the bench, and I liked him. I was kind of sad that he was moved on, or that he moved on, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, but again, if you were, they're pretty much apples and oranges. Chanel for me just has a couple more. Yeah, probably couple more tools than what Sheridan does. Sheridan was an awesome bench player for us. There's no taking that away. Yeah, I just I'm leaning more towards Chanel. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a bit of devil's advocate and thoughts
yeah,
around
yeah,
the
yeah,
space. But cool. I think we'll get into this combined 17 now.
Let's get it, baby.
Okay, let me just share this. So me and Reo are gonna duel it out. Oh, sorry, I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Just quickly, let's talk about Melbourne. Ash, what's
yeah.
your take on how they've been going? They're top of the table, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, top of the table. It's not like, they had a really good start to the year. They seem to be a team that even when they're not playing to their fullest ability, they still seem to find a way to get wins. You know what I mean? Like,
true.
we seen it earlier on this year. We had a period in that game. They started a cracker against us. We were down 18-6, and then we brought it all the way back to get in front. And it seemed dead and gone. Like, we we're going to be coming home with it. But just Melbourne Storm, they just because they've been such a winning franchise, Craig Bellamy puts so much confidence into them that they can win from any mark. It really comes from the history that they've had. They honestly believe they can pull anything out of their ass. And honestly, you could see that throughout their whole draw. You know what I mean? Like, there's been multiple games, like the Baby Broncos game, where, the Broncos were pretty much just pulling tries out left, right, and center. They end up going to a lead, and last 5 minutes, Jerome Hughes, bang, puts an ice on it and just says, we're going to take this game from you, bro. Happened with us, happened multiple times this year. Unfortunately, coming into this game, there seems to be a lot of injuries. Obviously, no Papi. So we got Sua Fa'alongo. Like, he is a freak of nature, that kid. Like, he's just a ball of lightning. Like, he is so good. Then you look at, like, your wingers and that. You got Grant Anderson and Xavier Coates. Grant Anderson obviously filling in for injuries and that. Xavier Coates, we know what he can bring. Dean Aramia, a solid center. Wouldn't say he's fully up to first grade standard just yet, but like, he's still doing his apprenticeship. He's been around the system for a little while now. Nick Meaney's actually kicking on really well in that center position. And then, obviously still without Munster currently right now. Everyone else on the team seems to be most likely their starting lineup, but still, obviously missing key pieces out in their wing, that Remus Smith and all that. But just the one thing of Melbourne, as I just touched on before, they find ways to win. That is the type of franchise we're trying to build now. You know what I mean? Like, we're trying to get over that little hump of like what everyone believes the Warriors is like a team that will, you can compete with us for like 60, but just wait out. The boys will drop off and you'll win the game at the end of it. We're trying to change that. Melbourne have had that in their history for how long now of like, we're an 80-minute team. We're going to compete all the way to the last minute. And it just shows no matter who they put in that position, that's who's going to really fill in those spots. But with all that said, I would say coming into this game, I didn't really enjoy a lot what they did against the Newcastle Knights. They had a 30-minute stint of absolutely amazing like footy with, you got lightning players like, as I said, Fa'alongo, and Jerome Hughes and stuff like that. Harry Grant that can just do something in small periods to really win in the game. But when you're thinking of like the long game, I do believe that we can outgrind this team. I really do believe that. And then when you look at your team list, we'll get through it very shortly. I do believe we have a lot of the more classy players in each position due to the injuries, a lot of the Melbourne Storm players coming into this game. So overall, they haven't been going full flight ahead, but they're still top of the competition. And that kind of shows you exactly why the Melbourne Storm are the Melbourne Storm. Like, they haven't been amazing, but they're still the best team in the competition this year, apparently. You know what I mean? It's one of those sort of looks.
Yeah, bro.
Have you watched much Storm this year, Rio? And what's your thoughts on them?
Nah. in all honesty, bro, I'll watch the Warriors games, and I might watch highlights of other games, but I don't even watch Origin, bro. No offense, Ash, but Origin, I'd rather watch a Test match. Kiwis, Kangaroos.
We need to bring back Test matches, bro.
Yeah,
we
bro.
Do.
Yeah, bro.
Like Anzac Day tests, all that sort of stuff.
Man.
We need to do that.
Yeah. But no, so I haven't seen a lot of the Storm. But even with the highlights that you see, they are, Ash hit the nail on the head. They're a top shelf team, and they have been for a long time because of the belief that the coach instills in them. So when Bellyache, when you got someone like Bellyache in your ear instilling that belief, it's gonna make you 10 feet taller. You're gonna take it on board and think you can walk through a brick wall. That's the power of a super coach, and just the way he brings the best out of his players. And they're critical moment players. They just read the play so well, and it's almost like their spider sense kicks off, and they pull a play out, and next thing you know, they score and they're taking the lead and they win. But that's the Storm, and I think if anything this weekend for us, it really is time to rewrite history. We need to. It is. We really need to build on that Cowboys game. Show that it wasn't just a one-off kind of thing. I don't think it is. I think we're gonna go out there and do a number on them. But if the boys can carry on just that whole momentum, the vibe, the connectedness, just how they came together. They put that in a bottle, turn up on Saturday night and start drinking from that, then it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Yep. No, good call. Good shout, Real. And they're just when it comes time to win, they just seem to find a way. And their luck hasn't really seemed to run out.
Nah.
And in fact, it's kind of come back. I mean, I think the game they lost, because they've had so many late comebacks. I was getting angry at that.
Right.
But they lost one of them, and I was like, finally, that's your 9 lines done. But they got 9 back. They've just got the 9 back, so it's like, oh man, I'm really hoping it's not too close, because they got that feeling that they will find a spot. But anyway, man, let's get into this. Let me pull up this I use this little thing, Real. It's a
Sweet,
template
bro.
for and we just chuck their names in. And if we don't know the answer, bro, me and you, because we don't ever watch much as Storm as probably Ash, we'll just pass it over to Ash to make the final decision.
Me.
But Chance versus Sua Fa'alongo. I'll probably start here. I think Sua is a great talent. I think he's only young and trying to find his way
Yeah.
into the game. So for me, I'll just go CNK. I think that performance on Saturday, really cemented that he's definitely in that fullback position. What's your choice there, Ril?
Yeah. Oh, I'm always going to go CNK. But I will say this: that Falongo, those young guys that come on, and especially in the system like the Storm, they just got license to thrill, and they back themselves, and they'll give anything and everything a go. So I wouldn't expect anything less from them. But yeah, I can't go past Chance in his own way as a leader in that team, and he's forever pumping the boys up. He's forever just yapping away whatever, but he's I mean his stats speak for himself. That over 200 meters a game is just like holy shit, bro. That's fucking
He's
and
hectic,
humble.
bro.
Yeah, but he's humble about it. He just gets the job done, and those times where you see him, I think it was the last game, where they were so happy that they had won, but that you see that photo of him like just screaming. And it's like that's Chance, bro. That's Chance, and that's what he brings. So yeah, I'm always gonna back Chance.
Ash, you agree with us there?
100%, bro. Yeah, you got to go CNK. Obviously, the experience, the amount of meters he gets through. But again, great topics like, Sua Fa'alongo is still really young. He's still got like time to grow on that. But man, that kid's for the future because like his explosiveness is just on a different level. Very, his footwork is like a Fijian sevens player. Like honestly, like it's something different. So excited to see him against us this weekend, and we better cover on him real quick. Shut him down as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
Cool. Dylan, what's in his Zelezniak, I think, versus Grant Anderson. Because Coates usually plays left side, is that right?
Yeah, so Coates plays left, yeah. Yep.
So unless there's a late change coming in, can't see anything.
Unless young Tonamapea comes in, it'll probably be Grant Anderson. I'm pretty sure Grant Anderson started last week too, so yeah.
Okay. Safe to say DWZ there. I mean, I've got nothing, no knowledge of Anderson. What's your Real? You'd agree there?
Yeah, no, I'm the same, bro. Wouldn't know Brown Anderson from Bar Soap. I will say this. I will say this about Dylan. Dylan, for me, and I said this on our Monday Night Quarter. I think I said this during the preseason. But Dylan for me is the Rick James of rugby league. That look is just like, and man, I would love just once, I would love to see him score a try, go up to the camera and just say, "I'm Rick James, bitch." It's just like,
awesome,
it'd be like, because he's got the look, mate. The locks and everything. It's like, bro, but he is very much the Rick James of rugby league, bro. Yeah, I'm backing him. I'm always going to back him.
Oh, no, let's go, man.
You can't follow that, bro. It's got to be Dal.
Nice, bro. Nice, bro.
No, nice. Lovely. What do we got here? So left. So, yeah, we go by position. So it'll be Rocco Berry right centre versus, I think Meany's been playing right centre at the moment. That's a good little battle.
Yeah.
Meany's been going well. I got to give him credit. He's looked really good in that role.
Yep.
I don't know about his defensive numbers. I would sway more Rocco, but at the same time, maybe it could be a tie. I'll wait to hear what Ash says. But Real, for you in that matchup, would you have Meany or would you have Berry?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, Meany done a number on us last time. He's quality. He's definitely quality. Yeah, Rocco. Oh, I love Rocco. I love Rocco in the way just he's kind of stuck to his processes and what's got him to where he is right here, right now. And last week was just kind of the fruits of his labor, really. And they were two really good tries. And he took a punch in the ribs on his first one for just a little bit of measure. From like bloody Holmes, So, and I mean, so he's trying to execute tackle. He got smoked, but the way Rocco scored their try and then kind of doubled over, I was thinking, oh, he must have hit him pretty hard. I'd love to see Rocco. I'd love to see Rocco do a meanie on meanie. So yeah, Rocco for me, bro.
Rocco, Ash, what's your call here?
I'd say the biggest difference between the two, bro, is like, defensively, Nick Meaney defensively is like still learning the game at center, 79% tackle efficiency comparatively to Rocco Berry's 89%. So Rocco like is solid defensively, comparatively out of the two. Yeah. We're going attacking wise. Meaney's just like, leading him stats wise in attack, but it's not that far off really. They're on a similar tackle breaks per game. It probably runs just a little bit more, but I just say like all the little things that Rocco does maybe just edges it for me. Like, as in like, cover defense, like, getting down the field, like, kick chase, like he does all the little things so right, and that's what I love about a player. So I'm going to sway the way of Rocco just currently, but shout out to Nick Meaney, like, to pick up that center role fairly quickly for, a fullback going to center. He's just one of those players that seem to fill in and do a great job anywhere on the field, but I'm going Rocco.
Sure.
Yeah, good shout. That's a good matchup actually. Meaney's been doing a really decent job from that, not so I suppose natural position. We'll go to Adam Pompey versus Dean Edemir. I know Edemir is usually a winger.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Haven't really seen him in the centers. Pomps has been pretty solid. But would you guys have any thing against Pompey over Edemir? Real?
Yeah, is it Edemir? Is he related to Lama? Edemir? Is he one of those? My old man was a rugby player, so I switched the league.
I think it is. I think it's Eremir's son. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The Wellington.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look this up now because I think
everyone in the chat will confirm that. I think it is his son.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I loved Lana. He was good too. He was good back in the day.
Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah.
The Hurricanes
him and Tunner. it was just like
him and Tunner in the midfield.
Yeah, but they I like. I'm gonna stick with Pompey just because he too knows how to hit. He can put a good hit on. And like even when he dragged that bloody winger out. Phelps in the weekend, just the timing on that. When Adam and Montoya managed to drag him out, it was just that top 2 inches kind of thing for me. Adam is one of those players, and again the kicking option, that's always going to be a tick. So definitely Adam for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident to go Pompey. I kind of know Eremir's game, but it's safe to say I trust Pomps in this spot. Your thoughts, Ash? Confirm that, or
yeah, bro. Yeah, I got to affirm that, bro. Both your boys, like hit a nail on the head. Like out of the two, like Eremir is still a winger center. Like he's played a little bit of center, but majority of his time in the Melbourne Storm has come in on the wing. I would prefer Adam Pompey. I think Pompey is a bit more safer. He's got, as you said, the goal kicking that definitely helps him in that as well. But just as an out and out center, I'll take Pompey over Eremir in my opinion.
Yep, fair shout. This is a good one. Wow, Coates versus Montoya. I'd say off the bat, you got to go. Coates is just in career form, finishing. Although Monty for us has been awesome. Coates is. For me, I got to give it to him. What would you say, Bill? Where are you at with that?
Hard to disagree with that. Montoya is definitely a confidence player, and even 2 months ago, his confidence pretty much hit rock bottom. He was really struggling, and and I'm just glad he's coming to some form. But yeah, hard to go past Coates, bro. As much as I'm trying to find excuses to put Montoya up there. Yeah, he's just the guy. Yeah, in his own right. Coates is top shelf. You know, it's hard to and cool
It's
under
okay. It's
pressure.
okay to it's okay to let him have it.
Yeah.
I know you're struggling to let go.
I really don't want to say it, bro. No, I've gotta go with Coates. I'm so sorry, Montoya, bro. I love you, bro.
Montoya, if
Nothing
you're out
but
there,
love,
hear what
right?
this guy said about you, guys.
Yeah, I reckon damn.
Nah.
Let's carry on, eh?
All good. All good. I think you'd say, sorry, not Oates, wrong one. Coates. Definitely not Oates. Otherwise, Montoya would be winning that one.
Yeah.
Coates. Yeah. Ash, quick thought on that.
Yeah, it'd have to be Coates for me, bro. Just like we're talking, like, you know, Monty's not too far away when it comes to work rate overall. Like, he definitely averages more meters and stuff like that than Xavier. But what Xavier has over him is it's just a little bit more of a safer target in the air. You know, he doesn't have that many errors in him comparatively to what Pomps up to Montoya, sorry. But when we're looking defensive end, like, yeah, that's where Xavier Coates definitely skyrockets Marcelo Montoya. So definitely swayed away of the Queensland representative, Xavier Coates.
Yep. Nah, fair enough. Okay, so the halves, guys. It's obviously the best. We choose the best two out of the four. Doesn't matter if they're a halfback or 5'8", real.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
your options are Tamati Martin, Sean Johnson, Tyron Wishart, and Jerome Hughes. I think for me, I just, you know, Hughes is in career best form, it feels, and Sean obviously still the class above. Would love to see those two. I'm not sure, did we get to see these two in the Kiwis jersey test together? Can't remember if we have.
True. Shawnee and Hughes.
Shawnee and Hughes, yeah. I think maybe they transitioned. Maybe when Shawnee,
Shawnee
left,
might
Hughes
have
took over.
just
You tried to just missed him, eh? Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll definitely for me it's Johnson and Hughes. What about you, Dill?
The young fellow Wishart, is that Rod Wishart's boy?
Yeah, it is
Playing a
Rod's.
half.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He's a good little player.
Yeah.
He's a good little player.
Yeah,
he's not bad, bro.
Yeah. Because his old man was a good player too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I love Hughesy. He's like yeah, I just love the way he snipes and he picks and chooses, and he's pretty bang on when he does. You know, he's very calculated when he decides to pull the trigger, kind of thing. But yeah, I can't go past Shawnee and Tamati. Yeah, it'll be both our halves for me.
Yep. Cool. So I've gone SJ Hughes. Real's gone SJ Tamaide. What's your choice, adjudicator?
Yo, this one, you know, like, for me, out of the two, like, I would go Sean Johnson at that 7. I think Sean Johnson will get the team around the park real nicely in that. But then when we're looking at someone like a strike player in that, is definitely one of our key targets for our game coming up is Jerome Hughes. Like, what Hughesy can bring, like, you know, we've seen it on the international stage, but we've just seen it, like, you know, even with our own eyes against our own club. Like, he always seems to have just worldy games against the Warriors. I hate it when, you know, Kiwis come up against our own club here and just want to take it to us. But, like, he's definitely someone to watch out for. But yeah, it has to be Jerome Hughes and Sean Johnson. I reckon that halves pairing would be deadly because Jerome plays like he plays sort of like a real different role of like a half. He's very much a running half, like a fullback. He is a fullback converted into a halfback, but he's got a little bit more of a kicking game on him again too. So I reckon that'd be a real interesting halves pairing if that ever was to see, like, for the Kiwi squad at the end of the year, like whether they would go with that for one last time. Because yeah, I don't think we've ever seen Jerome Hughes and Sean Johnson together. I've always remember Jerome Hughes and Dylan Brown and Sean Johnson and, like, you know, Kieran Foran or whoever's sitting in that other spot there too. So yeah, Jerome Hughes, Sean Johnson, bro.
Okay, we'll sit with those two there. Thank you, Master Adjudicator. You gotta break it down for choose a side, and thank you for doing that. Now AFB, I believe, versus just quickly actually, Dale, what was your thoughts on AFB coming back with all the, I suppose, extras around it? Are you pretty happy with
Yeah,
him?
yeah. That little jinking step he does, and he does it every single time. And he still catches the opposition out, and
bro.
his post contact meters. But when you give him the ball 10 meters out from the try line, 9 times out of 10, bro, he gonna score. And he had how
Yeah.
many Cowboys on him? And they're good defenders, but yeah. And I said it last night too. I love Aiden's just that. Every time he scores, he's just like, you know what? I love it, because as an opposition, I'd be looking at him like, I'd be spewing on myself about the whole fuck this guy. I knew he was gonna do that, and then he still got through. But no, yeah, Aiden's just we're gonna miss him, and as a club, we're just lucky we got Fisher Harris coming in because his were big boots to fill, but he played well. He played really well.
Yeah, nah, cool. I think we'll do the similar thing here where we'll combine the 4 props
Yep.
together. So Aiden, Jacko, and Tui and Josh King. So who would you be your best 2 out of those 4? Tough one actually. Well, Aiden's for one. I think we all agree
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that's
yep.
a lock. Lock in.
Mm.
So who for
Mm.
you, Dale, would be that second front row?
Yeah, that Josh King's not bad, bro. Don't really know that Tui, and to be fair, Jacko's only just converted. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'd probably be leaning more towards that Josh King because he's a grafter. He's one of those
He
typical
is.
Aussies that just gets in there, no frills, does his job and does it well. Yeah, so if I had to toss up between Jacko and King, it would be King, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go King too. I think
Mm,
he's a good worker.
mm.
And Jacko, probably maybe in 3 or 4 games, you might be saying something different.
Yeah.
But
Let him settle in.
Ash, would you agree with what we've decided there, or is Tui for you a big outdo King? Or
No, I'm definitely on the same track as what you guys are. I think the only thing that holds Chewy back is sometimes he can, he's good for a good 20-minute stint or just pump that out. But sometimes he can get caught in behind the ruck a lot of times, covering an A defender. He's a bit of a slower mover that way. In attack, when he's up and down, he's really hard to stop. Big Fijian body, good work rate in that sort of sense. But he's only good for a certain stint. Like Josh King will get through. If he needs to get through 80, he'll get through 80. He's very much of that Jacko mold of just getting through the hard stuff and that for the middle. And I think pairing him with Adam would really work really well. So yeah, Adam Fanor, Blake, Josh King is definitely for me, my man.
yeah. Okay, this is again another tough one that we've done previously. Wade Egan versus Harry Grant, and I mean, I'll get your thoughts on it, Dale.
Yeah.
Kind of different
Yeah.
styles, different
Yep.
approaches.
Yeah.
All of that.
And Harry Grant's the one feather that he's got that Wade doesn't is a kicking game. But yeah. And Harry Grant would, he's your class act hooker, always sniping, always sniffing around, always looking for those gaps, but ready to ready to create something out of nothing. Oh, that's a hard one, bro. If because there was talk earlier this year about Wade pushing for Origin as well. And I'd put out there, mate, give him a Kiwis jersey. I'd love to see him rip the black and white. Honestly, bro, I just think but there's eligibility stuff in regards to Wade. As in I hate saying it, but I'd probably go with Grant just because of he's probably half a peg up on Wade. Wade's not too far behind him, but he just doesn't have that kicking game for me. And the real classy hookers, it always had a really good kicking game. And Grant's definitely got that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. You could tell if we left Real Hill by himself, he might be here for 5 hours trying to get it in.
Dragging shit out.
He's like, but he has a cappuccino.
Yeah.
He's got a latte, cappuccino latte.
Yeah.
I love it. We're seeing the thought process go through his
Yeah,
mind.
we love
It's
it.
great. It's great.
No, we love it,
It's
bro.
great.
Far out, bro.
We love it. But we feel that passion in what you're saying.
Oh,
But,
bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a tough one.
It's tough, bro.
Yeah, I'll go Grant, but I love what I saw from Egan as well. Just look again, the guys looked fresh. I want to just quickly point on this thing of the workload and the style of play and all of that. But it was nice to see the boys come back off the bye and looked fresh. I thought Egan, all of them looked really sharp. And again, goes back to that point of just keeping everyone fresh going into this last. I mean, we've got to buy in another 4 weeks, I think. So that will be great.
Yeah.
And then we have that little run, and then we've got the week off before the finals. So if we pace everything right and just keep everyone in tune, I think it's going to look good. So, but Ash, Grant, obviously for you as well.
Yeah, it has to be Grant, man. It's like, very much what you guys have been saying. Like, Grant is probably just like he does everything that Egan does, but probably just at a bigger click, like a better click. And another thing to add on top of that too, like unfortunately Wado, the only thing that holds Wado back is just getting through like the full eight, like getting through each and every game, not copping a head knock, those sort of things. Harry Grant's pretty solid for the middle defensively. He's going to do a lot of work for the middle there too. He doesn't really get his head caught into too many dangerous holes there too, and gets knocked out a lot. But that on top of that, like the kicking game of Harry Grant and just the moments of him, he's always scheming, he's always doing something. Like we've seen moments this year where Wado can go into his shell a little bit if the boys aren't on the front foot and that. Harry doesn't seem to do that at all. Origin was a different thing. When we saw Origin, he probably overplayed his hand a little bit too much. And so that's the opposite end of Harry Grant. But yeah, out of the two of them, I've got to go Harry Grant. But the one thing to give to Egan though is, like, I keep saying it all the time and that, but Harry Grant loves watching Wade Egan tape for ruck deception, and he learns a lot from that. So it's obviously a big thing for Wado, to hear that. Harry Grant definitely watches a lot of his games, so that just shows like it's a one little tick there for Wado. You know what I mean? So shout out Wado.
Yeah. Yep. And he's good at it, bro. He is good at it.
Yeah.
100%.
He is. Look, we'll go to the left edge. Barnett, I think it's versus Sean Bloor. I think Bloor is a come over from the Tigers.
Yep.
Is he an actual back rower, Ash? Naturally.
Yeah, left side back rower. He's played a little bit in the middle at 2 and 13, but his normal game is edge back rower. Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty confident in picking Barnett in this situation. Come out of Origin camp. All those types of things. I'm sure Bloor is a good player. But yeah, I'll wait to hear more thoughts on that. Real, where would you be at with this one?
Yeah, Big Barney. Brings heaps to the table, and his little kit there, the whole just energy, hype, hard yards. When he goes hunting too, on defense, he doesn't mind lining someone up and trying to smash them, and I love that. I love that because there's Ash, I'd shared with Von last year about like within every forward pack there's a wolf pack, and Barney for me is one of those wolves. He'll go out hunting, bro, until he nails someone. So definitely Barney, bro, definitely Barney.
Yep. Ash, you agree with what we've chosen there?
Yeah, 100%, bro. I got to go Barney. Like, you're 100% right, Real. Fuck, I can't get your names.
Real.
All good, my bro.
I'm trying to do it all night. I just want to make you proud.
Yeah. Nah, you're doing good, bro. You're doing
Real.
good.
But yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. Like, Barney's incredible. Like, defensively, the way he changes the game defensively is like something I love the most about him. Like, he takes it upon himself to like get out and put a shot on. He's an alpha dog, and that's what we need in our side. We've got multiple of them now with Nia Corder and Adam Fedor Blake. But Sean Bloor, if you do want to watch a little bit more at it, like he's got a lot of potential, got a really nice offload on him and that. So we definitely need to wrap him up as best we can. And we're a really good team for doing that at the moment, obviously, as we do know we're the best team in the competition right now for limiting offloads. But he does offer that little bit of that deception there too, of, you know, getting the hand out and just throwing the offload every so often. And when you got Farlongo playing off the back of that, we got to watch out for that. So, but out of the two, Barnett, bro. Got to go Barney.
Yep.
Yep. No, I absolutely agree there as well. Okay, we got now New Quarter versus Eliasa Katoa. Personally, I'm going to go with Katoa here. And I know New Quarter's been amazing. I mean, I've done a little video on him. I love New Quarter. I just think Katoa has probably plays longer minutes. I'm giving him more the edge on that in terms of his overall work rate. I know New Quarter can play long minutes, but at the same time, his impact is so important. You saw it in that game defensively. Shivers, might be tempted to go back to New Quarter, but I don't know. I just feel like you do have to acknowledge Katoa that he's having a pretty good season and has been pretty sound. But yeah, I'll go Katoa here.
No, me, bro. I think, under Bellamy's tutelage, Ellie Katoa's definitely, he's trimmed down for starters, but just the whole his skills, that skill level's definitely picked up. So yeah, and he was a loss. He was a loss to us. It was just a real shame we didn't kind of bring the best of what that young fella had to offer, kind of thing. So good on him. Get into the Storm and turning trumps with that lot. But I'm always gonna go Marata, bro. Marata is one of those edge forwards that just runs hard, punches the line, runs really good angles, and is another one of those. He's like Barney for me, like you said before, Ash. He's one of those lone wolves when he's going out looking for guys to chop in half. You can, Marata's the, he's got the edge for me. He just defensively and both defensively and on attack, the Marata offers a bit more.
Okay, cool. Ash, we're kind of undecided here. What would your decision be, mate?
This one's tough because I want to give just as a Warriors bias a little bit too. I want to give Marata as much as I can, but Ellie, bro, has stepped up so much going to Melbourne. We've always seen the potential of Ellie Katoa when we had him at the Warriors. We saw what he could be. It's just we didn't have the system back then to really make him what he could be. He's gone to Melbourne, bro, and he's just stepped up. He's honestly he's possibly right now in form as the best edge back rower in the competition right now. And I say that he's the focal point a lot of times of the Melbourne Storm attack. Jerome Hughes will use him as much as he can on that edge, and it really opens up the numbers on the outside. The best way to show that is the way they used him against the Broncos. If you go watch the Broncos game, Ezra Mam is the worst defensive six in the competition statistically by far. But just seeing Ellie hit lines on the outside shoulder, inside shoulder, just and the work rate he has defensively, he steps up. We weren't able to see a full game against him when we had him when we versed him early on the season because Marcelo wanted to run over the top of him. Shout out to Marcelo. But Ellie, bro, Ellie's a freak, and unfortunately, I'm gonna have to sway away of Ellie Katoa. If he wants to come back home, feel free. We can have Marata and Ellie Katoa on either side.
I reckon, bro.
Shout out to Ellie. No, and big up to Ellie because he's been amazing. It was actually nice to see Villiers struggle against us last week.
Bro. He wasn't the only one.
I was like, you knew, boy. Good on you, boy. Give that old Warriors heart.
Come back to a good system, bro.
Ellie, if you're listening, man, you know what to do in that first setup, bro. You know what to do.
Damn, bro.
We'll just send Marcelo out on Eli Katoa for this game as well, huh? Get Marcelo off the back fence on him.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Tohu Harris versus Trent Loiero. Yeah, it's a tricky one. And maybe the bench might do quite well. Our bench, so they don't think that. But yeah, Loiero's been okay. I feel. Tohu's just come back. I know maybe based on form, you might say Loiero, but Tohu overall still a cut above Loiero. Do we think? I'd say so. But I'll wait to hear what you say as well, Lil. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, have no idea who the what's his name?
Loiero, yeah, he's been
Loiero.
pretty solid. He's not as skillful as Tohu, and Tohu, by an experience sense, is way better. He's a bit of a grafter, a bit of a toiler. Nothing. You'll give you everything he has. That's how I view him, anyway. I'll probably sway to Tohu.
Yeah.
Loiero.
Sorry, wait, see, I'm struggling.
Ferrero shit.
If Loiero can play 6, then he'll get the nod. Nah. Tohu can play 6. That's the end of it. I can't go past our captain, bro. It's gonna be Tohu.
Yep. Yeah, fair shot. Ash, we're sticking with Tohu here. You gonna trump us with the Loiero card, or no?
Nah, mate. Nah, Tohu's definitely, even this season, bro, like whether, you're thinking the form-wise or anything like that, he still trumps Loiero for me in like pretty much nearly all areas of the game. I think Trent tries really hard. He's good 13 for the Melbourne Storm currently right now, but I'm sure like Tohu, like the Melbourne Storm would love to have Tohu still right now and running in that 13 role, and that's the best way to really look at it. I think, Tohu would improve them. I don't think we would improve with Trent Loiero at 13, in my opinion.
Yeah, good shot there. Good way of explaining it, actually. Okay, we'll move into the bench now. So yeah, we picked the best 4 players. So there's 8 players to choose from. I'll just read them out. So Chanel Harris, Davida, Dylan Walker, Jazz Tevanga, Kurt Capewell, and for them is Bronson Garlick, Christian Welch, Nelson Asofa Solomona, and Joe Chan. Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna go. Personally, Dills Walker for sure. I'm going Jazz and Harris Davida and Nas. So I'm Capewell doesn't beat out anyone for me really. You might go Welch. I know Welch is but I just feel Jazz and that currently are matching at least Welch's level and a bit more. So I'll go CHT, Walker, Jazz, and Nas for my 4. Real, who would you go there?
Definitely Chanel. Jazz, because I just love Jazz. I love the energy he brings. He's resigned to the I'm a bench player, but when he comes on, there's no bullshit with him. He just gets stuck in, owns his mistakes. He makes a mistake, he's making the next 3 or 4 tackles, kind of thing. That's who Jazz is. Gotta go with Big Nelson. Can't go past him. Would have loved to have seen him come to the Warriors, bro, back in the day. But, and he's another one of those Kiwis that just steps up, man, every time against us. He always sticks it to us, eh? And it's just like, come on, bro. But Chanel, Jazz, Nelson. Oh wow, is it Joe Chang?
That's Bing Chan's son. Yeah.
Oh, in that game we played. We played earlier this year. He ragdolled a few of our players, bro. And I just thought, who's this guy?
He set up one of the winning try before the winning try. With on that edge. He was going.
He was pretty good.
And as much as I hated watching him do that, I was kind of impressed. I'd probably lean towards that Chang actually. That'd be my 4, bro. Yeah. So
who'd
Chanel,
you have? Was it Chanel, Jazz,
Big Nelson.
Nelson.
And-
Nelson and Chan.
and-
You get cool.
Yeah, and Chan.
Okay, Ash, you got a bit of work there.
Yep.
Slightly different between me and Real, but we would just sit.
So
Yeah.
with mine, bro, let's go with the one that we've got the 4 players, the 8 players that we got given, and I'll throw a curveball out to you guys too, just because I want to spice this team list up a little bit here. So if we're going out of these 8, we got, for me, I'd go Chanel for sure, as we've all said here. We've all said Jazzy, and I totally agree. We've all said Big Nelson, and I totally agree there. Dylan Walker is someone that, I would have Dylan Walker over Joe Chan, just because I think Dylan can cover so many different positions and all that sort of stuff. And, playing in that versatility sort of role with that 13 and really linking up, through the halves and stuff. He does amazing through there. But the name I'm going to throw up for you guys, and whether this takes out Chanel Harris-Tavita, I feel bad leaving Murata out of the squad. I really do. If Murata was to drop out to the bench, who would you take out to have in that squad, man? Who would you take out?
Oh, wow.
I'll throw that curveball at you guys. It'll make it look even crazier.
You probably take out Jazz.
wow.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
tough
wow.
one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, eh?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
actually. Damn.
Big Nelson's, I think Big Nelson's just too much of a X factor.
Yeah,
Off the bench.
Take him out. Probably Jazz might be the weak link there, or
yeah. I hate to say
and
it.
Dill Walker kind of be your utility, and you could go with just Dill Walker, Jazz, Murata.
That's what I
and
was
Nelson.
sort of looking at. Is
Yeah.
Chanel maybe
Chanel.
dropping out and having
Yeah.
Murata, because Walker can cover that center, cover that the 6 if he has to. I think that might be the go, bro. I think that might be the go. What's your thoughts, boys?
Yeah. Oh, that's a hard call, bro.
Would you prefer Niakore, Walker, Jazzy, Nelson, or would you prefer Chanel,
wow.
Walker, Jazzy, Big Nelson?
Yeah, when you put it like that, I'd be tempted to drop Chanel actually. Yeah, Chanel would. Chanel would drop out for me with that lineup.
Okay. Yep.
What do you reckon, Levon? What do you reckon?
I mean, technically, you'd have enough there with Nas, Jazz, and Walker in your middle, and then CHT. Might be in technical terms overkill with New Korea, but it's mean. It's absolutely mean. But I don't mind it. I actually, I like both of them.
We could keep Niakore out if you really want to. We'll keep him out, and we'll run with that bench talk we had before.
We'll just leave him for now.
There. We'll leave it for now.
It was tricky. It was
tricky.
tricky.
I reckon. Right.
18th man, Murata Niakore.
Yeah.
Yeah, true that.
Okay, people. Yes, that's your starting 17. Man, that looks pretty solid. Like that's a tough squad. Pompey and Coates on the edges. Rocco, that whole channel, SJ, Rocco, Dallin, still the same. C&K, SJ and Hughes would have been great to see in their prime. I wonder if we. I think Nas was one that we missed, but also Hughes would have been a great one to get to the club as well, because he would obviously transition. He would be the guy moving forward now. If he had gone, you know what I mean? So, but that forward pack is pretty beefy, man. AFB, Grant King, that's like solid. Barney, Katoa, Tohu. That's a pretty solid squad, bro. Honestly, that it might be a grand final winning squad there.
The size of that too, bro. Like look
at
that
back
Xavier.
Yup.
Bumpy, like Bomb's what 6'2", 6'3". Xavier's up there too.
It's a pretty good squad. Barney Katoa is like quite nice. That's like nice balance. Nas Walker, CHT.
Strike.
Actually, if it was for like going for a grand, I would actually take maybe Jazz out and put New Quarter there for like a grand final run. Nas Walker, CHT, New Quarter would be pretty.
New Quarter would be pretty damaging too, eh?
Yeah, it's a pretty good squad, man. But yeah, thank you everyone for participating. I know everyone in the chat. Sorry I didn't pull up all the comments, but we did see a lot of everyone's thoughts. I know it's been the chat's been going hard. And sorry I haven't gotten to him, but everyone's just pumping. I think we got close to 90, almost at 100 on all platforms. So appreciate everyone. If you can,
Wow.
hit the
Nice.
likes and subscribe.
Yeah. Bro,
And
Clap it
real
up,
amazing
baby.
job. Amazing job. Look, let's go. I just want to quickly get to some of these questions that were in back previously. This might be maybe an hour or so ago, but still want to get to address them. Deedee's saying, "Who is your favorite Warriors player now and why?" That's a great question.
Now.
Start with anyone first to go. I'm not still thinking about this one.
Oh yeah. Hard to single out just one. Oh,
It is
far out.
tough.
Yeah. For me, I'm actually. So I played in the forwards when I played hooker. So I've always been partial to forwards. For me, it's I'd probably go with Barney actually.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Big Barney, yeah, like he got that neck injury last year, and it looked like that was pretty much going to be the end of him. But he came back twice as hard, and he's proved himself this year. And I just love those forwards that really bring the mongrel side of it. Admittedly it's been tempered down a bit. Good players are getting sent off for dumb shit. You can't even. Back in the day when your yappity little hookers or halfbacks were trying to get into the front row or second rows, ears whatever, they'd get getting slapped around the ears, whatever, or just a good punch in the face. You just don't see that anymore. Barney still, you can see he's got that mongrel in him, and he can't hit him. He can't legally punch him, but he definitely goes in for a decent hit. So Barney for me.
Barney, cool. Ash?
See, mine's tough because like my favorite player of all time is still playing currently right now, so Shawnee. But if I was to take Shawnee out of the argument, here, I'd go Barney too. Like I just love what I've seen from Barney ever since day one. He stepped into that Warriors jersey. He showed exactly what you said, my brother, like mongrel through the middle, and that's what I missed about the Warriors. We had Ruben Wickies of the world and all that. Like used to go out there and bang Burks. Like I love that look of like a Warriors squad, and Barney just has that in spades. So got to go Barney, bro. Got to go Barney.
Yeah. Mate, I actually, for me personally, and I know I didn't select him in my squad, New Cordier is actually, I really like him.
He's a freak,
I really enjoyed seeing him come in. I said he was the guy that made the most money not playing because he was out and everyone missed him. He made more money being injured than he did playing on the field. I love his style, man, and I just I'm looking forward to him and Sean being back together because I feel like I think last year there was a lot of comment about him and his sin bins and stuff like that, and almost like we need I know, and I think we almost like talk about we needed to upgrade the role, and I think Catewell, everyone was harping on Catewell, but I think he was kind of underappreciated a little bit, and now we're starting to see that value. And if it ends up being back in the middle, I think he could be just as damaging there as well. So 100%. I don't think it's any positional type thing, but I feel really confident when he's out there. And defensively, I felt like Tamaide was real safe with Tamaide with New Cordier on his inside. He's just one of those guys I just really like to watch. I just want one other shout for me is Walker. I've always loved him since he came in. And just he's been that kind of glue guy. He's so smart, like he understands the game. I just think he's just awesome. And then my last one is sorry guys. AFB's a beast too. And even like this year,
he's a gun.
And apart from this little thing he's had, when he's been on the field, I'm not talking off the field, but on the field, he's been beast. Like held the team together even in that tough period. So I got a lot of respect for him in that case. But
the Sharks. Sorry, bro. The Sharks will be licking their lips, man. Knowing it's coming their way next year. He's just gonna add to it. And they've got some big forwards, bro. He's just gonna add to it, mate.
It's gutting, man. I just quickly bring this up. I know it came up did we have too much expectation that RTS would just come back and play like Joey Mane, and it just hasn't worked because of our game plan? It's actually a really good chat. If we can just keep this one quick, guys. Me personally, a little bit, but then also, just time. I suppose he just didn't hit the ground running, and Pompey is kind of ready, set, go, and it feels like the pressure to get results now is really upon us, and it's like almost too scary for people to want to keep trying or pursuing something that will maybe take longer than it is. That's my thought anyway. You guys, what's your thoughts on this question here?
I think in regards to Rog, he's a meticulous thinker. He prepares really, really well, and he was always going to take his time. Just slotting into the centre's role, left centre, right centre, whatever. He's he'll get there. The quality speaks for itself, but he's just not there right now. But kind of like what Ash was saying in regards to stats speak for themselves. So Rog, because once he nails that centre's position, he's going to be lethal.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm still in agreement. It's like, yeah, I'd still love to see us either try to persevere with it or see how far we can go with it, because I think like the expectation of a center should be really thought about too. Like as I kind of brought up with my video earlier on in the season, like Roger didn't get a lot of good ball like early on in the season, but he still had some amazing moments in that center. Like I really do want everyone to go down and watch the trials and see the moments he had in the trials, and then see the moments in early games of the season that he played in that center role and he actually got some decent ball. And even when he did it, the work he got through in the middle, he was good. Like I've seen it a lot from other centers in the competition. I just don't think people know what like a center is and the amount of work rate a center actually gets through. And even Joey Manu sometimes doesn't play Joey Manu football, what we all believe Joey Manu does, in my opinion. He gets through work, he has moments like that, but he doesn't do the roaming Joey Manu role all the time. Even if you're seeing more modern day now, like Sammy Walker's putting him off a flat ball on the edge more so now. He's not doing the same amount of work from the middle as before, but that's just my thoughts overall. I'd love to see us keep up with him there, but we'll see how we go.
Awesome.
Nice,
I think we kind of covered this one a bit, but if anyone has any thoughts on it, do you think SJ being back will make TMM's game better or worse? Riddle, got a thought on that? Or
I think they'll complement each other. They'll SJ's seen for himself. So, and I think if anything, it's for Tomaiti to carry on. But it'll come down to comms between the two of them. Like what I was saying earlier, if we can get both of them firing the way that Tomaiti has for the last month, and the way we know Sean can, then they'll complement each other.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. Pretty much the same off the back of that, my bro. Like, it all comes down to like, is he going to have the same amount of touches on the ball as what he had at 7? Probably not. But as long as when he has the limited touches that he has, he ends up constructing some good stuff on the outside. So that's what we want to see, is just a good combination between the two of them, so both of them can work. Because Shawnee's still the best 7 that we have at our club, and I still stand by that.
Cool. And just the last one here from Tans. Will we be putting pressure on the right side? That's where Anderson and Edemir are. I think Tans, yes, they would be. Do you see? So that would be our left side attack. That's down the Pompey Montoya channel. Ash, do you see anything off the top that we might be inclined to go down that side?
100%. I feel like that's probably the best side to go off. Like thinking of their other combination there, they got Jerome Hughes and Eli Katoa on that side, thinking of their right side there. So they're pretty solid defensive, unit there, but definitely those two younger boys on the edge. If we can get past Eli Katoa and Jerome Hughes on that side, I reckon we can feast down that edge, especially, Monty and Pomps. Even with the kicking game, I don't think Grant Anderson is that great in the air. I think Monty can actually do some wonders on that edge there too. But I think for me, the biggest way that we're going to win this game is through the middle first. And then, I'd love to see a strike on that left side attack.
Okay, awesome. That's just all of our questions at the moment. Everyone, I appreciate you guys sharing those things. Okay, let's just quickly get out. We're nearly wrapping up, people. Score prediction, guys. It's a really tough one to call. We've come off
Mm.
a massive performance. The natural feeling would to be go for a big score. I just know the Storm, for me personally, they hang around, they find a way. But I got to be honest, there is a good feeling right now.
Mm.
For us, it's not an Anzac test. Doesn't have that kind of vibe to it. It's a totally regular season game.
Yep.
And playing in Melbourne is really tricky. This one's at home in front of our own crowd. I'm still going to say it's like us by maybe 8. I can see us scoring a few points based off of how our form is going. Storm did leak a fair bit, but then they do score a fair bit too. So for me, I'll probably go in the realms of 22, maybe 24-16, something like that. But it could be close. It might be 24-22, something in that range. Real, where are you sitting currently for your score prediction?
Yeah, so I went big. I went big last night. I threw all my chips in, bro. Yeah, just home game. Crowd's gonna be fucking amped, bro. Yeah, and we don't have the pressure of the Anzac game, so boys are gonna be up for it. I think the team said last night it's meant to be raining, so that might dampen things a little bit. But
we were like, yeah, we don't do well in the rain.
Yeah, no, we don't. So it's timely. I think it's timely. No, I went big last night. I can't remember what I said last night, but I think I said, and I'll stick with it tonight. 44-30 to the Warriors. Heaps of tries. Both sides.
44-30, holy crap.
Heaps of tries.
Yeah,
I like
heaps
it.
of tries,
That'd
bro.
be a mean game, bro. That would
Yeah.
be
Yeah. And I suck at predicting anyway, so who cares?
yeah.
Yeah. But that's me, bro.
I love that type of game. I would love a high scoring, like just bananas tries. That'd be cool.
Yeah, heck yeah. Sorry, bro. Ash, just before you do your prediction.
Yep.
Did you boys hear that the Hurricanes game has been brought forward because of the Warriors game?
Yeah.
Honestly, bro. Yeah. I just cracked up when I heard that. It was just like, wow, when has that ever happened in New Zealand rugby?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one, bro. It is. Yeah, absolutely, bro. And to be honest, I like afternoon games. Like when they used to have the grand finals on the Sunday afternoon, they were awesome. Yeah. But the fact that it's like, I think it's a semi, whatever it is. I don't even know who the Hurricanes are playing.
It's a big game, yeah. It's a big game, yeah.
But they brought it forward so they can, so they can watch both. In effect, so they can watch both. And it's just like, wow.
That's mental, bro.
Yeah, it is. It is, bro. That's crazy.
I just want
we got
Bush Toit. Did you get your gift, mate? I sent you your gift. Here's Bush Toit was the winner of the quiz. Just let me know if you got it, bro. Shout out, brother.
Please do.
Yes,
because we got the sellout, eh?
Yeah. I love it. Oh, that's exciting because I always traditionally felt like the NRL always put the fixtures, to protect themselves from the bad ratings of the Skies game. But to hear that it's flipped, it's like yes, and the numbers.
It is big, bro.
Shout out to Bush. Thank you for my sweaty ball. I seen them these little these balls, these Warriors ball things.
I'm glad you explained that, bro.
Yeah. I didn't personally deliver any of my own. You know what I mean? Shit, bro.
That's
good stuff, man. Hey guys, always be ready for the next Warriors quiz night, man. That's gonna be that's a good one.
It's gonna be a banger. That is.
What's your score, Ash?
All right, bro. So thinking of this game here, I'm very much on the same sort of thought as like Levon. I think it's going to be very, very close. Like even your score prediction was still pretty close. Just the scoreline, is a big scoreline there. So I'm thinking very similar, kind of in the middle there of like 24-20. I think it's probably going to be like a 4-point game. I even do probably expect that maybe it'll come to the last moment where maybe Melbourne are going to hold on to the ball and we're probably going to sit there and go, up on Xavier Coates, 4 points down. We can't have 6 points to go ahead. And we just got to get over that hump. It's always been the Warriors thing. It's just those little things of like, this is our time to take that next step, especially if it's raining too. Get the monkey off the bat of like, us being a bad, wet weather football team. Get the monkey off the back there and also beating another top 4 team that we've done a couple of times now this season, which is really, really good to see. A couple of stats coming into this game, guys, just to see if it sways your thoughts overall. Currently right now in our 3-game average, we're actually scoring amazing with 29.3 points per game on average. That is up from our usual overall average is 21.7, which is actually again from like earlier this season. And we're defending a lot better now than what we were in that 4-game block. So we've only conceded 17.3 points per game within those little games there. And that was against the Panthers, the Dolphins, and then the Cowboys over the weekend. So that's an amazing stat there. And we're back, turning our defense back to we're the 6th best defense in the competition currently right now. The Melbourne Storm, on the other hand, their attack is definitely increasing again too. 34.6 points per game in their 3-game average. They average around 26.3, so they're a pretty high attacking team. Wow. But defensively, they've fallen off lately with conceding around 24 points per game, where they actually average at 19.4. So defensively, they are falling off a little bit. So we can maybe attack with our new life and attack at the moment too, especially if we're going to hit Barney and really run him hard on Jerome Hughes and stuff like that, and hopefully get some moments there too. And a couple of other things to sway our way. The Melbourne Storm are actually bottom 4 right now for meters per game. We're top 2. So they're not actually really good at getting themselves into good field position. A lot of their tries come off of freaky plays with, Harry Grant tuning in with, players like Jerome Hughes and stuff like that through that back end. So really watch out for that. We got to defend our asses off, especially down their end. And we're actually, we're holding up really well at the moment with actually not conceding a lot of run meters. So those are the best ones there. But the stat to go for the Melbourne Storm too, guys, before we let you go, the Storm are actually the 2nd best team for line breaks, and we are one of the worst teams right now. We're the 5th worst for conceding line breaks currently right now. So we're getting better at that because we were top 3, top 4 for conceding line breaks at one point this season. So we're slowly withering that away. But still, the Melbourne Storm are one of the better teams for sniffing out a line break and really making that hurt. As you see by their points per game and stuff like that though. But overall, guys, if you want, my tips overall, 24-20. And I would expect Marcelo hopefully to have a really good game in the corner there. And also, I want to see Jacko get over in the middle. So get on any side, Jacko forward in the middle. It would be good to see.
Yeah. Nice call, bro.
Good call, Ash. And sorry, bro, I forgot the whole stats segment. But at least we got it.
Bro, that worked. That worked really well. I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, massive episode. Nearly 2 hours. Thank you, Lil. Yeah. We just can't help ourselves, eh? We just can't help ourselves.
We joked about this. Did we joke about this in the backstage?
Yeah, we said we might go 4 hours. And next minute we are.
It's true, yeah.
But no, Lil, thank you, brother. We love having
all
you.
good.
We've gotten nearly everyone on from Warriors Fan TV. We just got to get Nick and the other brother.
And Damien. Is Damien?
Damien, No, Damien. We should get Damien on as well. Absolutely. So it's like the old. Sorry, bro. Yep.
No. Just thanks, Ron. Thanks, Ash.
Anytime,
be me. Brother. And I mean, I love talking shop. Love talking shop about the Warriors. Love talking shit about the Warriors. Because it's like nobody else is listening. So if people out there wherever are just as keen as fans as we are, then it's always a good thing. It's always a good thing. Always 100%. A good vibe. But thanks for tonight, bro. Really, enjoyed tonight. And if I'm always keen to talk shit about the Warriors anytime you want, bro. But I'm happy to make space too, brother.
No, we love you, man. We love you. Hey, just quick shout actually to Kitatopa. Are you guys at the game this weekend? I'm not. We'll probably be doing a live stream. But Kitatopa, I know you've been part of the Warriors Fan TV crew. No doubt, guys, go to the bro for he'll probably be at Lily Wilds, I would say, bro. Yep, you just confirmed he's at Lily Wilds. Go to
Sure.
Lily World's people if you are there. Get in there either pre and post match for an interview with the bro and Nick as well. No doubt will be there.
Yeah.
So
Nick will be there, bro. Kenny Tupper's
Yep.
good man. Kenny Tupper's
Yep,
good
very
man.
good. Nah, he's yep, definitely. Ash, my man. Yeah, I know you got a big show tomorrow. I imagine.
Yeah.
And yeah, guys, don't forget that one. Actually explain the new name and everything.
Yeah, bro. So, brand new show, guys. Obviously, you know the Round the League with Ash. I just thought I've been talking about it for a while. I just want to spice it up a little bit. But also, we got a nice new little co-host as well. So we'll invite him on tomorrow night. So get excited for that. It will be called Down Unders. So me and the bro, obviously, you know, I'm an Aussie Warriors fans, you know, all that sort of stuff and that. But and even New Zealand, like Down Unders is a little double entendre, whatever you call it. You know what I mean? So we got a little betting segment at the end of the show, guys. So if you want to get your little bet slips out, get on the slap, you know, see what you get, anytime try scorers and stuff like that. Tune into the show. Make sure you gamble responsibly too, guys, as well. But yeah, get really excited for it. But I'm excited, man, because it's going to be a brand new show, something nice, and a guy to bounce off my ideas with all-round rugby league. It's not just Warriors, guys. It's everything across the rugby league. So feel free to tune in and just come talk to us about all the big topics going around the league at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice,
guys,
bro.
don't forget that. And Real, you got anything happening in the content space or?
Oh nah. We just the Monday night corridor with Nick,
Cool.
Nick and the team. Yeah, and we're loving it. You know, and like just the comments, like because Nick does the same thing. He'll read people's comments out and stuff, or questions, or you know what anyone and everyone's thinking. So yeah, that's pretty much us, bro. Same
Cool.
space. Yeah, but
Yeah,
but
no.
just loving it. Just loving
Yeah,
it.
it's love all around. And Tans, I think tomorrow night is on at 7:30 ish. Is that right?
Yep. So 5:30 Australian
30,
time,
yeah.
which would be 7:30 New Zealand time.
Yeah, and Hen's saying I'll be here instead of around 360. Yeah, come in.
yeah, come through, guys.
Plus
We'll be
Rockfield
talking
and
about all the same
yeah,
stuff.
I reckon.
I love it. Yeah, guys. So, yeah, thanks again, everyone. Big up everyone in the chat. We love you guys. Appreciate all the questions that come in. We got to as many as we could. We might have missed some, but we're seeing the corridor all come through, and we're loving it. Guys, yes, we got the what's it called? We've got a live watch along scheduled for Saturday night. So come in around 7:15, and then we've got the full credit to the boys as well. And like I said, Dale, you're welcome to jump in if you've got some post-match corridor. Love to have some extra thoughts on it, and we'll send you the link and everything, and you can feel free to jump on. Don't have to, but feel free if you want to.
Sorry, bro. Can I just add, because my young fella, this Saturday night, we've got a farewell party for him. He's taking off to Canada next week.
Oh, wow.
So I'm hoping we're having his farewell party here at home, but I'm just going to turn the TV on and just turn the volume up as the game gets closer and closer.
Yeah, just sneak it in.
Yeah. All three of my monkeys know that they stopped watching the Warriors games with me because I was just like, you swear too much, you're jumping around, you just overreact all the time, you're swearing at the ref, blah blah blah. But they know I love it. But that'll be me Saturday night, bro. Yeah, parked up watching the game at the party.
Yeah, mean bro. Yeah, thank you everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week. I mean, mull over that team list, mull over the corridor here. Go to Monday night corridor, watch some of that, watch some of this, watch the next lit of uploads, Warriorholic, get all your Warriors. We've got some amazing content creators. No doubt you guys already know that, but we appreciate you guys. And stay safe. Up the wires. Peace.
Up the wires, baby.
All right, go the fucking Warriors.